Hey guys, welcome back. We are in Trailmakers today, and we have a very special episode for you.
For the first time, never been done before. Definitely haven't tried to do this before. We're doing a showcase for you today.
We're showing everything off that we've made off, basically off camera. Without being in challenges or for anything, just stuff like we've been interested in making ourselves.
No themes, nothing, just stuff that we've made before, we wanted to work on, we've improved upon, just it's a whole mishmash of
basically
just shit.
The beans. You've made the beans. Ash, would you like to start us off, my friend?
So I may have shown this before, I'm not certain, but I redid the tank. Beforehand it could go forwards and backwards. And that's it.
A great design element.
The greatest, in fact. But I've redone it. I'll look at it from the rear. So you can turn. I said the rear. The rear. As I'm sure you've noticed, there's still one large design flaw. Turning opens weak spots. Which isn't entirely not accurate for tanks, but I don't think it was to this degree. But that's not the best thing about it. The best thing about it is, I went for completely realistic. So I know normally, there's more detail, but armor plating down the sides, on top. I even have armor plating down below on the bottom of it. I have the track coverings there.
I do love the shape of the turret, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a bit nuts.
It's extremely large, and I love it.
And it turns.
Very nice, very nice.
And it fires. Pew.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
If I were to do more improvements, which I do plan on, I'm going to fix that. Oh,
you know what you could do with it? So, you know how in the game they have logic gates?
Yeah.
So I figured out how to use them while making one of my builds, and I can probably show you how to do it, because all it is the treads go opposite directions.
Right, when they turn, so if they wanted to turn right, the left tread would go forward while the right tread reverses. Unfortunately for Trailmakers, without logic gates and without knowing how to utilize them properly, which I do not, wheels only go in one direction, and you can't bind different keys to them, but with logic gates, you're saying that you can.
Yeah, logic gates are basically just saying that, like if you take though I'm pretty sure for this one it would be an OR gate. You could basically just bind A and D to the directions that both treads go, and just have them go opposite,
which would be great.
Yeah, I mean, so that works out perfect.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do that sometime soon, and just so
we'll
you can have that.
We'll have another showcase episode.
Yeah, sometime soon. Right, so switching over to mine, this is by far I think my best design. I made my own fucking jet, and I put a lot of time and effort into this one, and I'm so proud of it. So a few design features. One goes about 300 kilometers per hour. It has a retractable landing gear that goes up and down. It very fucking nimble, I have to say. It does also have a cruise control mode, so you can just basically go straight and not just cruise at fucking 300 kilometers an hour. It's pretty nice. Glides fairly well. You can do some stunts with it. Fucking, I don't know, I just love it so much. Oops, I fucking ejected into the ocean. But oh well. But yeah, this is, I think, by far my favorite creation so far in this game. I actually uploaded this to the Steam Workshop as well, so people can check it out there. You guys can go ahead and download it if you want to, if you have the game.
I highly recommend downloading it. Before, when he first created it, I went over, I took a little visit, and I messed around with it. It is very smooth. It is very fun to work with, and it's really good for beginners. I have basically zero flying experience, and it wasn't hard for me to pick it up at all.
Yeah, I really just wanted to make something as good, as easy to fly as I possibly could, and here she is.
She is really great.
I appreciate that. And Ash, are you...
We're the best. I don't care what anyone says. So, switching back over to me, we have this cute wee little hovercraft thing. I don't know what I'm going to call him yet. He's super cute, and I love him. But he also, thanks to one Papa Tom, has a cruise control function. So left shift right there, and it activates that middle one, just so you can always move forward with if you don't want like full power with the two W's. But my favorite thing about it is like I do kind of wish it had more power, like downward thrust, so it doesn't like bump on the ground as much. But in my opinion, it has pretty great maneuverability. Even when you like crash up against walls and stuff, it's not like the end of the world. And I've driven around this map just kind of like fucking around. There's that great maneuverability we were talking about. And I haven't found many problems with it. That one was obviously a bit rough because I was bumping along the walls inside the canyon there.
I mean, hovercraft, no matter what, are always going to be super tough to control.
I was watching this one just drive around, and I really felt like, just because of the way it turns, which is very large turns radiuses, radii?
Radii? Maybe.
I don't fucking know. Maybe. Octopi. It makes me want to build a pod racer.
Oh, like Star Wars pod racers? Oh,
just because of the way it's like floating up off the ground, and it has just the way that it turns.
I mean, you can basically just make a motorcycle and then like replace the wheels with hover jets.
But yeah, so its balance is pretty, it's pretty all right. And you just kind of float around. I hit that beacon on accident, but you just spin.
Can you go on water with it?
It is very rough.
Oh, okay. You have to go pretty fast for it to work?
Maybe.
Okay, let's find out.
I haven't really tested it.
Oh, easy. Oh no, you're gonna crash. But,
yeah.
All right, well, we'll switch back over to me. This is my hyper car, and I do mean hyper car, not a super car. So this thing took me a little while to build because it's a lot of figuring out weight proportions and where to put the engines and the wheels and stuff like that. But as you can see, it's a very flat design. It's very wide and a long boy. I do have to say I stole this spoiler from someone on the workshop who also made a very fast car. I mean, it's not obviously like a super like well engineered what's it called? Drag bar? What's this called? Spoiler.
Yeah.
It's not a super well engineered spoiler,
You're
but
welcome.
it's up there. I don't know, I just love it in general. As you can see, it's super fucking powerful.
I love the color scheme.
Thank you. I went for Evil Knievel.
It's very nice.
Oh, that's a mistake.
It's very classic.
Thank you. It's very Americana. But yeah, it has an amazing top speed. The acceleration is great. Top speed, I found it to be. It does do this where it will just casually flip itself.
Just
Well, it's
just speed racer things.
It's very low to the ground, so I have been trying to work on that, but nothing so far has worked. But yeah, it is extremely fast though when it doesn't, flip over. It goes about 350 kilometers per hour.
I think you could say the same thing
speed.
for most things.
It's pretty fast when it doesn't tip.
When it doesn't, fall on its ass.
But yeah, as you can see, I can go like 250 around certain corners, 200 around tight corners, and straightaways it's easily going into the 300s. Yeah. And I also, one little extra design thing I put on here is so you can see this little thing in the back here where it raises up. So I actually made that as just like a sort of James Bond-esque.
It's super classy.
Thank you. I always love putting stuff like this in my designs where it's basically just like a hidden little thing. I have this like one armored vehicle that has like turrets that spawn out from basically in front of the wheels.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I do.
Mm-hmm. Something I can show off in this episode too real quick, but it's not nearly on the same level as all the other builds.
I don't know, it's pretty great.
It's nice, but it's it's alright. But this is it's might be my second favorite vehicle I've made, somewhere in there. I don't know, but I do really like it. I don't know what else would really beat it.
Alright, I can see that.
Maybe the lobster. I do love the lobster. Something, I don't know what else could really beat it. I don't want to show. Maybe the battle bus. I do really like the battle bus.
The battle bus.
Battle bus is fantastic.
Oh, see that episode. Go back.
Please do.
Link in the description.
Alright, guys, and moving back on to Ash, she's got
The
the actual
cube.
fuck it. The what?
It's the cube.
The cube?
The cube.
What the fuck is that?
fun is what it is. So I went for this design. I started actually just with the bottom half here without the I'm pointing at my screen like you can see that. Without the bars in the middle and without the whole top portion, and then I looked at it and I thought, I was like, if I take the bottom part that I've made and I just flip it on top of itself, will that work? And it fit and it looked really neat. And instead of doing what I did for the top, which was just kind of make a new design on it, I didn't want to do that for the middle portion, so I just put in the bars with the back lighting, not lighting, but the back plates. But it is actually a vehicle. It does do things.
How does it move?
Like this.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a bit
It's a bit wobbly because it's not spawned on super even ground right now. I might actually respawn it to see if that fixes things.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah, that's a lot better.
This is actually awful. No, it would choose now to act up. Normally it's not too bad, but I did mess around with some of the settings while we were over on the other screen. This is actually the product of
the previous one?
Of the orange one. So of this little bab, this big boy is like the older,
is the father of the little baby?
Really, it's the other way around, which is really awkward. But as you can see, the things here those are the same pieces. Well, technically I suppose it would be these two are the same pieces, and then the jet stuff on the inside of this one, if I can go in.
Oh, it's just like a 3x3 instead of a 2x2.
Boom.
For the most part.
So
whoa,
it's still got the same thing, but the jets on the inside here, which I don't know if I can get to them, are exactly the same. It's got the 3 on front, 2 in the front, 2 on each side, and 3 in the back to
propel. Yeah.
Propel. I almost said propulse. I was like, that's not right.
It's not right.
That's not right at all. But yeah, this is El Cube.
Wow. I really like the shape of it. Like I like that it's not just a straight up block.
Yeah, I'm a huge nerd. So this is actually it's the whole reason that it's black and green is it's taking a piece from the Borg from the Star Trek series. And that's what made me want to build this cube.
The thing is really fucking awesome.
Thank you.
Wow. I really like the shape of it.
It's not very useful. It's all aesthetic.
It's all right, man.
We've talked about that, though.
We've talked, a couple times.
So yeah, that is
like
El Cube.
With the hovercraft theme, I myself have my own hovercraft. I actually built this guy a little while back, and it's got 2 modes. It's got its normal driving mode, where I could actually go pretty goddamn fast, about 170-ish, 160, somewhere in there.
No big deal.
No big deal. And then I also have the hover mode, which I can activate. There we go. And it's fucking, it rips. Let me tell you fucking what, it rips. It goes about 200 or so. And I can go land, water. I can go up hills with this bitch. It's a really fast motherfucker. It does also fly a bit, but then it's gonna crash. Yeah.
It drives like a dream. Honestly, looking at it, I like the really kind of like simplistic curved design of it.
Oh, thank you.
It reminds me of something that should be in like Meet the Jetsons or something.
Oh. Yeah, I just wanted to go for, at first, like when I was making this, I was thinking of like making a tank. But then I was like, ooh, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Hovercraft, bitches.
I got a better idea.
Let me transition real quick to water just so you guys can see how it works.
Just to prove.
Oh, or maybe fuck it. Maybe fuck it.
Possibly, potentially. And go. There is no countdown.
Whoa, look at it.
So you just kind of go up. I will be the first to admit that there is 0 maneuverability.
I mean, it is a space shuttle. So.
It's designed to go straight up.
Oh,
it has,
that's an issue.
It has gimbal jets in the nose.
Okay.
So it kind of pivots around that point. So you'll always be moving upwards.
More or less.
More or less, and then you can just kind of let go and drop back down, and then like just slow your descent. So like I'm going very fast. And then just kind of, softly land. Not even broken. Look at that.
Not even broken.
My favorite part...
I like how that's an actual, like, talking point in this game.
It is.
It didn't break when it landed.
Yeah, landing did not break. That was a very smooth landing for this. It has no wheels. Or any maneuverability left or right. what you can do is
Ooh.
just kind of fly. I'm gonna see if I can land it again, just like down. Yeah, it broke a little bit on that one, but that's fine.
Broke a little bit there.
You can just zoom off
Whoa. It does.
into a wall.
It is pretty quick. Wow,
Yeah.
that thing's built like a fucking tank.
Yeah, no,
Damn.
it goes.
Yo, fucking put wheels on that, and
Oh.
we can revisit the
Oh.
Rams episode.
Oh god. It doesn't. Did you not hear me? It doesn't need wheels. It doesn't. It just goes. Well, that's not a good
Oh.
sign. But yeah, in a Rams episode, you just kind of aim at me and then just, go.
Like how it's kind of built like a whale.
It does not float like
Wow,
one.
200. Damn. Yep. Immediate sinkage.
Just in case you were wondering.
Oh, I very much was. Well, sticking to the sea, I actually have a giant creation of my own.
Oh,
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the sea dragon. As you can see, it is a...
see, puns.
Thank you. As you can marine,
As you can marine.
this thing is a fortified fortress of propulsion aquatically. In other words, as such. It's,
Bubbles.
It is very obviously made out to look like a sea dragon. The body, it looks very straight now, but trust me, it looks a lot more, how to say...
Everything looks awkward in build mode is
Yes.
basically what we're saying.
more or less. But getting to that, might as well just fucking fly. So,
Fly. We might as well fly.
So as you can see, this thing is fucking huge. It only weighs about 1,600 kilograms, and it's 580 parts. It does have fantastic maneuverability. It fucking just glides out the water. I do love the way it moves, where it's like obviously kind of robotic, but it tries.
But it tries. It's doing its best, okay?
Like, sorry guys, but it does try. I don't know. I just love this thing for how like simple yet well it works, and it does look pretty cool to me. Also, my favorite fucking thing is when you have it coming out of the water, and it just like, I don't know. I just love the way it like
It
barely
breaches,
sticks
and
out.
it's very nice. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, the thing only has like, I don't know, 30 propellers in there or so, 40.
No biggie.
No big, yeah. And I don't know, I just kept some fins on there for balance, and there's ones that move at the front and the back, so it moves well. And I don't know, I just fucking adore this thing.
I
man.
personally love the serpentine shape it takes as it swims.
Thank you. Yeah, I have it like so that way each turning bit at each like bracket is just a bit of a second off from the last one.
Ooh, clever.
Thank you. So it just takes an extra second for the back one to move from the first one, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, this thing is by far the biggest thing I've ever built, and god damn it, I just love it.
I think the spacecraft is probably the biggest thing I've built, which kind of makes sense.
I mean, as it should be. And if you don't mind, I have one last thing I'd like to show our
Yeah,
viewing
no,
audience.
do it. Oh no, do
Yes. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I call the meme machine.
it. It is glorious.
So, it is a zero power core machine that weighs 1,600 kilograms. It is literally just spinning servos, wheels, a bunch of heavy block weights, and a seat. And here's how it works. It just fucking spins the wheels. And don't worry though, it does turn though. It does turn like a G. Yeah. You can also call this thing the centipede if you would like. And you may be asking yourself, now Tommy, why would you put a bunch of heavy weight blocks at the very, very front of this machine?
I have found myself to be asking that very question.
And here's why. If I go backwards, you will see that I will immediately tip. And I basically do a complete backflip if it wasn't for the weights.
I see no issues.
So this exact same thing would happen with the front if I did not put these weights on. So that is why, my dear friends, that is why this has to be the way it is. God created it for this express
Specific purpose.
And then just because I like having fun, I said fuck it, and I put on 90 power. Just to have some more
Just to
fun.
see what would happen.
Yeah, and then of course it goes like fucking 150 kilometers an hour, and just cruises.
If he's able to go long enough, it
Oops.
looks really creepy because the servos and the wheels kind of like inchworm,
God.
really giving it that like centipede or inchworm look.
You know, the word I just
The
said.
thing to which I just described it as.
God, what is this fucking decrepit monster?
You created it. You tell us.
It's nightmares. That's what it is. I went, what's a nightmare? Let me turn it into a machine. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I replied to all my spam email.
Well, guys, this has been our reveal episode.
Yeah,
and
this
we
is
really
our first
hope you liked it.
our showcase.
God.
Let us know if you enjoyed this. If you like stuff that's a little more loose, a little more free. It's not binded down to a specific challenge or anything. We'll endeavor to do,
More
maybe
stuff like
one
this.
more in the future.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, guys, and we hope we see you in the next episode.
See you guys.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Or don't,
Yeah.